Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we will be playing around with a 565 Punisher 2099. And after his buff he is a really decent character. Like, he has good damage and some utility as well. His utility is basically the ability to power control. When he is in overdrive he barely gives opponent any power. He also has a really long, one of the longest armor breaks on his SP2. Like, you can get 2 armor breaks when you are in overdrive, and so far you've seen pretty mediocre, below average damage for 565, but let him get in overdrive and use this SP2, and now like 6000 light attacks, 9500 mediums against like with class disadvantage, it is pretty impressive. This is variant 3 by the way, and another SP2 fight is over. You don't, like, a single overdrive will finish most variant level fights, so that is pretty nice. And now we have class advantage, and you're going to see some really big numbers come out of this guy. But I was talking about his utility. He also has pretty powerful heal block. Like, you won't apply it when you don't need it, but if opponent gets regeneration, we'll see in the final Wolverine boss, like, as soon as they get regeneration, the heal block is automatically applied. And you can see, like, we are in overdrive now. We're gonna go for SP2. It is going to do a decent amount of damage. Like, look at it has a lot of hits, and the final part, that's pretty decent damage. This was a ridiculously quick fight, considering we are in variant. So I do believe that he is an extremely powerful character now, and it was the weakest form of buff they have. They have 3 like overhauls. Then I'm not sure, like, this is basically just a tweak in the numbers and no main like updates to his kit. But even with a small buff, he is pretty solid. And like, in their notes of what they are planning to do in next year, they are going to be tuning up and like buffing 4 characters a month. So imagine having 4 characters who used to be duds and now hit like this and have utility as well. Like, it's going to be a great time, that is for sure, because a lot of people said that Punisher 2099 got the weakest buff and he is still really bad. But honestly, like, I streamed it the day his buff was out, and some people were asking, is he even buffed? But no, like, he was at rank 2 at the time. But I realized that he is a character who is actually pretty good. And I think I still, like, I took him to rank 5. I do believe that he is worthy of these catalysts. There are better tech characters for sure. He is, like, I guess because of overhauls, people just have this expectation that the bad characters will just become the best character. He is not going to be like a meta character. He's not going to replace Ghost or Warlock or characters like that, but he is very usable, and he can get you through a lot of stuff with the combination of utility and damage that he has. So here it's kind of an annoying fight, like vigorous assault. I think whenever he has regeneration, and Wolverine always has regeneration almost, he is going to be unblockable. But we go for SP1 there, puts us in the should put us in the overdrive relatively soon. The heal block consumes a little bit of battery charges, I think, which is the reason we had to go for the SP1. But now we're gonna launch the SP2, get the big armor break on. Let's see, like, when it crits, it does, like, the last part does a pretty good chunk of damage. And now we have the super long armor break. We go for like heavy attack, which stuns, and that just finishes off the fight. So entire variant path plus boss done. Didn't have to use any potions. And he also has some regeneration. It's not too impressive if I remember correctly. We didn't showcase, but we are running like Nick Fury synergy here with Suicide Masteries. He is not a very suicide friendly character, because you do take like, you ideally when you're playing him without synergies, you will have to use one SP1 to start the fight. to go into the overdrive quickly. So he's not really a suicide friendly character, but anyway, so let's see how he does against this Winter Soldier. And with one armor break, we are already hitting 10k plus medium. The crit chance is pretty average, I guess. He doesn't crit like very frequently, but it's not too low either. We go for another SP2. 2 armor breaks up on him now. We are not in the overdrive, but we are still hitting pretty decent. Like 8000 mediums, you can't really complain. And like if I had both the armor breaks up and then the overdrive, then I bet he would do some ridiculous damage. Go for SP1, should get some charges. And like look at the duration of the armor breaks. Like when you're fighting characters like Killmonger or Emma Frost, 1 SP2 and you should be good. So we are 95 hits in, we've done some decent damage, and the overdrive is back. We have 1 armor break, we go for SP2. The final part does more than 30,000 damage, and the entire SP2 does even like it has a lot of hits, so it probably did a lot of damage. And now like we are doing what, 12k mediums or something. Let me see here. 7000 light attacks. The medium are not critting, but we go for another 12.2 thousand, so that's pretty good. And that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching, have a nice day. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Stay safe, like this video, share with your alliance, and bye bye.